Hi, and welcome to Thursday. This is the life coaching session. My name is Jackie Horton. I am your virtual wellness and health specialist, and I welcome you back to my channel. Thank you. So, today I'm going to continue with the discussion or just the tenets from another area that I coach individual clients on. Last week it started with finance for July, and that's where I'm going to continue with today with discussing coaching tenets from those who come to me who want to improve their finance, improve their money, improve their bag. So I'm going to do a little bit different today. Instead of me just kind of talking about different things, I'm going to add a reading that I think is very helpful. But before I do that, I like to always make like a really a funky phrase or a really special phrase just to help you remember from this week to next week which topic I'm going to discuss. So I have two that I'm deciding upon, and it would be helpful if you all would let me know in the chat, which one you prefer. So the first one, as I do the life coaching series on finance, the first one is financial focus for the future, or finding favor in finance. So I'm kind of cross between one or the other. I do like both of them for different reasons, but I want to make sure I attract more people to want to watch the video based on the phrase. I do remember people did like the other phrase for the purpose series that I had. Your purpose is purpose to be purposeful. See how easy that flows? So I sort of kind of want that to be, sort of kind of want that catchy phrase to kind of grab your eye. So again, it's one. The first one is financial focus for the future, and the second one is finding favor in finance. I need your help to decide which one works better for this series on financials, life coaching on finances, basically, which are your financials. Let's get started. So today I am going to be reading from a book that I got a long time ago when I was straightening out my finances. Okay, let's sit down just a little bit here. Okay. Um, and it's a guide to Christian financial planning and stories of stewardship. The title of the book is called Money Came by the House the Other Day by Robert W. Katz, who is a certified public accountant, and with Jamie Katz, which is his wife. And the last name is spelled Katz. I'll just show it to you just so you can know. So this is the actual book. All right. So let me just take you through the first chapter. That was really interesting. I thought it was really a way to sort of like start having that direct interaction about money with your money, and on what you would desire and kind of lift up some of the things that come across your mind. So this is a dialogue between Robert and money. All right. Money came by the house the other day. As soon as I opened the door to let him in, I sensed that something was wrong. He walked aimlessly into the living room and plopped himself into my favorite chair. Okay, if I sit here? Sure, Money. Can I get you something to drink? Money sometimes dropped by to discuss his problems, so I wasn't totally surprised to see him looking so discouraged. Got any diet drinks? He waited to catch my eye and then added, I've put on a few pounds lately. I just shook my head. Money was the master of the bad pun. I'd handed him a drink and then we got down to business. Money, if you don't mind me saying, you look horrible. You haven't been fighting with greed again, have you? No, it's just that I'm depressed. He looked at me with those sad green eyes and continued on. I get blamed for everything. Everything. A man gets himself into deep debt. Does he face up to his problem? No, he whines. I just don't have enough money. A woman gets into a terrible fight with her husband. Do they try to understand what they're really fighting over? No, it's always, we're fighting over money. I'm hoarded, I'm stolen, I'm wasted, and I'm misunderstood. Just yesterday, I was walking down the street and someone stopped me and said, Aren't you security? Before I could answer, they blurted out, "No, no, you're not security. You're glamour." No. Well, you sure look like glamour to me. Monty looked over at me, and I thought he was going to burst into tears. You know, I am not God. His sad voice trailed off, and he sank back into my easy chair. Just then, my wife walked into the living room. "Hey, honey, look, it's Money." My sweet wife, Jamie, unaware of what was being discussed, blurted out, "Money, are you feeling okay? You don't look well." And he was off again. "I'm fine. I'm fine." It's people that make me crazy. Jamie looked over at me and just rolled my eyes, and I just rolled my eyes and motioned for her to sit down. "I'm a complex creation. Did you know that there are over 2,000 verses in the Bible that talk about me? Did you know that over half the parables mention me?" Before we could say anything, Money answered his own questions. "No, of course not. God writes a book that completely explains me, but does anyone take the time to read it? No. They just grab at me and pull on me and throw me around like dogs fighting over an old bone. Nobody treats charity like that. Everyone loves charity, but if it wasn't for me, charity would be a nobody." Jamie and I just listened. Sometimes when Money was having troubles, the best thing to do was just be attentive. Do the two of you remember Solomon? I gave that boy everything, but he respected me. I can remember like it was yesterday. That time we had lunch and he told me, "You know, Money, whoever loves money never has money enough. Whoever loves money never has money enough. Whoever loves wealth is never satisfied with his income." Ecclesiastes 5:10. Now that was a smart kid who really understood me. He appreciated my final qualities. Money eased back into my chair, and for the first time that day, I saw him smile. Thinking about the good old days with Solomon appeared to have a calming effect. "Jamie, Bob, you know what I am?" Jamie and I looked at each other, not quite sure how to respond. "Well, I'll tell you. In the end, I am simply a magnifying glass for a man's heart. I really never give or take. I just magnify what is already in a man's heart. People with anger in their hearts become angrier and use me to dominate others. People with fear in their hearts use me to build a bigger fortress to hide behind. Lust with money turns into addictions of every kind, and with enough money and pride, you become your own God." Pardon me. On the other hand, a content heart uses money for great service. Hope with money gives birth to actions of help and comfort. Humility and money fills the world with secret acts of kindness. And a heart full of love uses me to create more love, like ripples on a pond. Money got up and walked to my front door. "Money, you feeling better?" "Yeah, I guess it's not such a bad job after all. It just gets to me every once in a while." "I understand." We hugged, and as he walked out the door, he turned, gave me a little smile, and said, "I guess I was just feeling a little spent." I thought that was a nice story about money. So, when I'm coaching with clients, one of the things that has been really, really, really important for me to do is to take my time, because I believe and I have seen and I have worked with people. Money is the most powerful influences. Money is one of the most powerful influences over people. You know why? Because it touches the spirit, it touches one's emotions. And when those things are touched, the behavior soon follow afterwards. And the behaviors are not new behaviors. It's not you do this differently than you do other things. It really typically has the same reaction and response. And that's for you and me to learn in your one-on-one what those really default responses look like, because it's continuation. In a Forbes article, there were three common emotions listed. They were anger, shame, and elation. And I'll let you go and look at that Forbes article because it was really great how they broke down those emotions as it relates to finance, as it relates to money. However, I would add one more emotion, and you probably have guessed it, is fear. And working with clients and even with my own self, I just struck a chord in me all the time. And my family would laugh a little bit about how much I was kind of like on that money, and I would say it with that harshness, right? Like that straight upness. And I just kind of had to look at what the feelings were and what my behaviors soon to follow afterwards as I learned with clients during the one-on-one coaching, that there's always the initial a routine, a common feeling that takes place. Then the feeling takes place, and then the thought, and then the cycle just continuously repeats itself. So before I leave today, I want to ask you, do you have a financial vision to create a strategic plan regarding your life? Do you have a financial vision to create a strategic plan? In the past, I have received a variety of responses. Yes, maybe, no, not even close. And then the final one is that, well, it changes. Like last year was this, 6 years ago was that. So I do get a variety of responses on that. And the question is, what keeps you from coming off the vision that you made, or the thought that you want, the thought that you wanted to move on? What is the one feeling that comes up for you? And it's usually the fear. Okay. And it's without much work on my part. The other thing that I wanted to ask you to think about is, how curious are you about learning about money? Is the curiousness related to something based on survival? Like I need more because I'm getting older and I'm just worried, which kind of comes up for me a little bit. Then the other one, is it come from, because I want to live a certain lifestyle. I want to secure the bag. I want these luxury things. I want to be able to travel when I want to travel. Um, but you have to kind of think about how curious are to acquiring money. And with today's day, women and men sort of, have the same opportunities to get out there and do that. Unless you are working with a man and a woman who are married and who want a traditional path, and where the man continues to explore how to keep his curiosity up in order to, improve their family financial standing. So in conclusion, I was going to suggest two readings. One is called Why Are We So Emotional About Money? That was in the Harvard Business Review. It's a great read. The second one was How Emotions Affect Your Finances by SoFi. Both of them are on website, easily accessible, and so forth. So when I see you next week, if you don't mind, I would like you to write down your financial vision and rate where you are on it. So if your financial vision is to earn $225,000 within 5 years, what would you rate yourself? 1, not even close, ain't even started. 10, very, very committed, very loyal, and actively engaged. So that's the rating description. 1, not started, not even close. 10 is actively engaged in my financial vision. The second thing that I would ask you to do before next week, I'm going to ask you to look at that written vision every day and write down any feeling that comes with it for you. And be real honest, like, oh my gosh, when I think about where I am, it's definitely a 1. Or when I think about some days and when I do something in 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 um in response to that financial vision, I'm a 5. So the feeling can change each day, as well as the rating, but the overall rating will still be the same amount. So I thank you for your time. I hope this was helpful. I will see you I'll see you tomorrow. You have a great day, and I look forward to reading your responses. All the best. Appreciate your time. Bye.